Good morning, everyone from SeaWorld Orlando. It is a very exciting day. We're here to ride the brand new roller coaster Penguin Trek.
Yes, so I think it's really funny that we're about to ride an Arctic-themed roller coaster when it is literally like a sweltering 100 degrees right now.
Welcome to Florida summer.
Woo, baby, yeah. So I'm hoping we get to spend some time in the Penguin exhibit where we can cool down, and I'm very thankful that like part of the ride is indoor, and I'm assuming the station is all enclosed, so
yeah.
thank God.
So this replaced their old dark ride that they had. So it was a penguin-themed attraction, so they just carried that over with the new roller coaster. And so they reused that space, so it's going to start off with like an indoor like show scene, and it's going to launch into the outside section going around the Antarctica realm.
Yeah, and it'll be cool because obviously we've done a ton of B&M coasters, but this is a new model, new trains and everything, so it should in theory feel different than anything else we've done by them.
Yeah, and it's also kind of wild because this is yet another B&M coaster at SeaWorld Orlando. And they literally, if you remember, just opened Pipeline last year. So
everyone remembers.
Yeah, this is now their third new roller coaster in consecutive years.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
They are not showing any signs of slowing down.
Their new slogan for their marketing is that they are the throw capital of Orlando. And with all their new additions that they've been putting in, I mean, you can make a strong argument for that. So,
I mean, this is like the biggest, like as far as like a roller coaster park. You know what I mean? It has like more big scale roller coasters than any other park down here.
And here we are. Welcome to the bottom of the world, the Antarctica section. Hey, look, do you want to show off the new gift shop right behind us?
I really do. It smells like penguins in here. I love it.
It does. This is really, really nice.
This is really, really nice. Look at all these little penguins.
I like this. And it looks like the exit over there is where it dumps out from the penguin encounter. The AC feels so good.
This is like my dream. Look at all of these stuffed penguins. They're everywhere. I want all of these.
All of this. This stuff looks great. Yeah. We should go ride the ride. So this used to be here. This little like arch kind of looking iceberg is brand new. This glacial supply store, obviously, brand new.
They really blended in the new stuff to make it look just like the old stuff. Like you can't really tell unless you knew. It's really nice.
And then here is our entrance sign. Penguin Trek is in the same position as where the Antarctica Empire of the Penguin sign was.
I'm not gonna lie, the seat's very you're sitting really deep in the seat.
Really?
Do you feel like a little kid in a car seat?
I feel like a little kid in a car seat. That's a good
How was the lap bar? Was it comfortable?
The lap bar's good, but so far I just noticed it kind of curves
It's
a lot.
very curved,
It's
yeah.
very curvy. You good?
Right there is verified. So.
Does it feel all right?
Yep. But I see what Mark's talking about. Yeah.
You see,
right.
is the curvature, does it like jet into you a little?
Yeah. So like for someone with bigger legs, you know, it might hit you here instead of like curving around.
Interesting. Yeah. And it is worth noting that on the other side of the Penguin Trek sign is the Penguin exhibit entry, which is currently closed. But this is where it will be literally right next to the roller coaster, which you can see quick queue right over there, and then general queue on the right. And this does have a 42-inch height requirement as long as you are riding with a companion.
Well, I can smell them already.
I can smell the penguins, yeah.
They smell so gross.
We're going
I love it.
inside. It already feels amazing in here. This is, so far, the most themed queue here at SeaWorld. So here's a fun fact. There's a punch card right here that has a bunch of names on it. Some of these people actually worked on the ride. And I tell you the heights of some of the different penguins here. Those are some tall dudes.
Almost tall as me.
Almost as tall as you.
Yeah,
You could
totally.
stack two of those guys on top of you and August would still be taller. It's like a research base. This is interesting. It's just like a bunch of stuff lying around.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that this is part of the decor. I think this might just actually be costuming and stuff. I don't.
Oh, maybe it is. You know? Yeah, you know, actually, this is not theming. This is just, this is part of the film shoot.
I think everything else is.
Hey,
But
this is part of it.
Say the desk is part of the theming.
yeah, but yeah, they're doing a film shoot today, so I'm pretty sure that's what that.
You know,
Well, that's funny.
sometimes it's hard to differentiate between theming and like practical stuff.
Oh God, I know.
So you see these clocks right here? They represent the time in different parts of the world, and specifically parts of the world that have another SeaWorld park. So we have San Diego and then Abu Dhabi for SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. That's really cool. Wow, this is very, very different. What was in this exact space right here? Any ideas?
I'm not the one to ask that. I never even rode the old dark
Oh,
ride.
really?
Yeah.
I rode this ride a few times, but not enough to remember exactly.
I rode it once, and the ride stopped halfway through, and I got an evac. That was my only ride on it.
I had some fun scenes, but I could tell it didn't. It wasn't what we wanted it to be.
Correct. Yeah. No. This is gonna be better for sure.
As you glide to a gentle stop, raise your lap.
So this was the finale room. Like the last room of the old Penguin Dark Ride. Like there was like a big screen like right over here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now it's like a station for roller coaster. Like creative.
Got it. No wonder I didn't recognize it because I never got to experience that part.
Buckle up. It's time to explore the coldest place on Earth.
Something else that's absolutely worth mentioning, this ride does have bins on the other side of the ride platform, making this the only like decent sized SeaWorld roller coaster that actually has that, because all of the others require lockers, but you don't need them for this ride.
The closing Buckle up. It's time to explore the coldest place.
And our chariot awaits. We are next up to ride Penguin Trek. There we get a look at our snowmobile. First of its kind train from B&M. All right.
What do you think? Does this one look more like a snowmobile or a dark coaster?
I don't know. That one's kind of a jet ski, but I don't know if this one looks like a snowmobile either, but whatever.
I dig it. It works.
It's gonna be fun. Let's go. And we just got off Penguin Trek. We'll tell you about the ride here in a second, but this is the star of the show right here. Look at this. This is the exit for the ride.
They're so cute.
It's just a glass wall of penguins everywhere.
This is where, like in the dark ride, they would like do like a big reveal at the end. And they're like, "Welcome to Antarctica," and it was like, "Wow,
So they just kept
penguins!"
it. Yeah.
And we've been standing here for like a minute, and I've watched two penguins fighting each other, and then one of them had like an explosive poop, like
Oh.
right at both of them. It was really funny.
That's lovely. Yeah, so this is officially the coolest exit for any ride ever. But I will say, I imagine this will get a little congested. Everyone coming off the ride just want to look at penguins. All right, so let's talk Penguin Trek. Our one ride in the back row was fun. By now, hopefully you've seen our on-ride reaction that has already been posted on the channel. But based off of one ride, it was cute. It was good. It was a nice fit here. you know?
Yeah, it's really interesting because like usually when I am feeling B&M track, it's like in a more extreme setting. So it's interesting to like have that same feeling, those sounds that you get when you're on a B&M coaster, but being like tame.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It was. Yeah, definitely a little bizarre. The trains, I found to be pretty comfortable.
They're deep.
But they are
When you
deep.
sit down, you like sink. Like I was not expecting it, and I like went and sat down, and I was like,
Yeah, it's got to be because of the low height requirement. I mean, that has to be why. That's also why the
strings are
lap
tight.
bar is curved. So as we addressed, if you are of a larger size, it
Especially if you have bigger legs.
might be uncomfortable for you.
You should definitely try the test seat because it's tight. Like I saw people that I've ridden coasters with that usually don't have really any issues. We're like close, you know.
I think this is a great first big size roller coaster
I
for
agree.
a kid because
Yeah.
the forces are not really there.
Which is, I mean,
Which
it's
is
not
fine.
really supposed to.
It's not supposed
for
to.
Kids and families and stuff like, and I think the fact that you've got like an indoor portion is great. Like the theming's really great, and then you have two launches to kind of get younger people exposed to like that speed, and like also to police people who are older and need that little sense of adrenaline and thrill, you know, to enjoy. So I think it's something that anyone can really enjoy.
Yeah,
honestly.
the launches had a little bit more kick to them than I was expecting. You know, obviously there's two of them.
Yeah.
They're fun. The first one is uphill, so that was neat.
I don't know why in my head I thought there was a third.
Nope.
And when we got to
Nope.
the break, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Why did I think that?
It's not a super long ride, but it's not short either.
It's not short.
It doesn't
it's
feel
perfectly
short.
Fine. It's perfectly fine. And like, the one thing I will say, like, if I were to give some level of criticism, is that, and this has nothing to do with SeaWorld. It is literally just how B&M coasters ride nowadays. It's a little weird. Like, they went from being just like the smoothest coasters in the world to having this kind of like shake and rattle to them that is very out of character.
Yes, because it's not painful, but it is absolutely noticeable.
Yeah.
We're riding around and it's like, it's going like this. There's the chance that it's because it's a brand new train, but
I don't know if I think that's true though, because I mean, Iron Menace has a rattle, Diabolical has a rattle.
And neither of them are new trains.
Yeah.
Pipeline does, but that's a new train.
Yeah.
Mandrill Mayhem had that. That's a pretty, established train at this point. So
Yeah.
it's definitely consistent across the board with the new B&Ms, which is sad because it never used to be that way. Mako is literally a 2016 coaster here in the same park, smooth as glass.
It's very, very weird, and I hope they figure it out, whatever the problem is. But
Yeah. I don't know if it's the track, the trains, the supports, the ground. It could be a variety of factors. It
Yeah.
could be the construction, maybe.
Could be different people who work here now. Never
I don't know. Yeah, but it was fun. I liked the back, particularly for this last little dip that you get when you're going into that final turn there. That was a moment that was surprising.
Yeah.
But just the location of the park is really cool because you're right there. You're riding up against Manta.
You are.
And you can look out and see all the ice from the Antarctica area. So there's some cool visuals.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a good fit here. I think this fills a gap that they definitely had, because Icebreaker probably is definitely a more filling ride than this one. So I think this is a good in between to get up to doing Icebreaker and doing something a little more crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. You start with Grover Coaster, whatever it's called, and then you move over to Penguin Trek, then you go up to Icebreaker and stuff. So yeah, there's definitely like a much better stepping stone for kids who are like, riding their first roller coaster at this park, which Orlando is a huge international destination. So I imagine a lot of families come here to ride roller coasters for like their first time. This is like their main parks that they're going to go to outside of like their home park, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's different than riding something like at Disney, because like their family coasters are like more about like being immersed deeply in like this theme the entire time, and I think that can be a bit more like distracting for kids who are trying to get over the fear of coasters, because they're like, oh, there's the characters I like from Guardians of the Galaxy, oh, there's a Yeti, oh, there's this, there's that. When you graduate to doing a coaster that is purely coaster, and like obviously you got the theming section at the beginning, but the rest of it is you're outside just like on a roller coaster.
It's just a coaster.
So it takes a different level of like working your way up to it. So I think this, is going to be one of those rides around here that is like the bridge between doing stuff at like Disney World to getting up to like the bigger ones in this park and at Universal and like, other places. So.
I will also mention we are not able to go ride again. This was a one ride done media event. So we will have to come back for pass holder previews to try out the front row.
Even in the past, they would give like water and stuff because it's so hot, and they're just like, this time it's like you get on the ride, you get on, you get off.
Yeah, they didn't even have water for us. That was,
I know, that's why I'm like, I need to go drink water now.
Yeah. So I don't know, definitely an interesting media event. We're still super glad that we got the opportunity to ride it, and we'll probably be back here tomorrow so we can ride it during pass holder previews.
So I think now that we are back in this area and we haven't tried it yet, I think we're gonna go to the cafe.
Yeah, we could go check it out.
Like. Let's do it.
Here's a look at some of the food they offer here. We got different types of pizza. There's some Asian combos and chicken tenders down here. I've never eaten at this location, so I don't actually know if this is all new or if it's carried over.
I think there's some new stuff and some old stuff.
All right.
I think.
Cool. Let's look at the offerings. We got egg rolls. There's fried rice back there. I see orange chicken, beef, and it is pretty expensive. Definitely gotta acknowledge that. And can't forget our favorite, 5% surcharge, still here. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present a $20 plate of food. This line is so long, and we've been standing here for a minute, so food's completely gone. It's empty.
I know.
And
We're
we
just
still,
gonna have to tell them what we had.
Yeah, I would say we're still in line to pay. So neither of us can remember if this is new or not. But
I'm pretty confident it's new. I feel like I would remember all of these little guys. Well, not so little guys.
they're awesome.
Yeah, they're all numbered. I don't know why though, because like that's 1. I see a 6, a 7, a 4, a 15. I don't know what that all means.
Maybe it's just to identify like what type of penguin is which. I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on. Here we go. I think I figured it out. So it tells you where they live
Ah, there we go.
and what kind it is. So that's
Cool.
Okay. That's cool. That
I
was
like
definitely
that.
not
I
there
like
before.
that. Yeah. All right, Matt and Vicky here from Roller Culture. What do you think of Penguin Trek?
You know, I think it's really good for the park. It's just what the park needed. However, you just think it would be a little smoother than it is, but overall, it's still pretty fun.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it in the back too. It is a little bit shaky, but there's still some moments where you get a little airtime. I liked it.
All right, got Jackie here from Super Enthused. What do you think of Penguin Trek?
I liked it. It was actually longer than I expected. And even though the speeds only go up to 43, it felt faster than I expected it to feel. You know what I mean? I really liked the banked
Yeah.
turns there. Yeah,
The flip-flap.
It felt like I sat in there like a piece of spaghetti. Like a
Oh,
noodle,
okay.
like a noodly spaghetti thing. So the use of space was interesting.
No, that's good.
I like how crisp and white the track is. I'm just like, I hope it stays that way.
It looks nice.
Is it gonna
does.
stay that crisp and white? Hope
Yeah.
the snow keeps falling on it, but it looks good, yeah.
Also, this has nothing to do with Penguin Trek, but people keep coming up to both of us thinking that we work here because we're wearing our Coaster Studios polos.
I know, some guy and his family got mad at me because they couldn't
They
ride Penguin
thought you
Trek.
worked here.
I was like, I can't get you on the ride.
Someone kept asking me, like, how do you get to the Penguin ride? I'm like, Penguin Trek? And they're like, no. The Penguin ride where you sit in the vehicle and it rotates you and you're trying to rescue the penguin. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. That ride closed a long time ago. And they're like, the kid was so sad. And so here we are heading out of Penguin Trek Media Day. So as we kind of already established, we're definitely going to come back once pass holder previews start because we're very, very interested in knowing how it rides in other rows. And, it's one thing to ride a coaster once, get that initial reaction and thoughts, but it's completely different.
Feel for it after one ride. Though.
Exactly, yeah. Once you better understand what's gonna happen in the ride. I like what Jackie said. It's like a spaghetti mess of track. You don't know what part is coming next, and so that will come with time.
I think we, covered a lot of how we feel about how it fits into the park and how it rides and everything. I'm just excited to see how the public reaction is, right? Because so far it's only been media personnel and then people who work here, and seeing young kids getting on it for the first time will be the real test of did it accomplish what it set out to accomplish? And I assume the answer is yes. I think it will, absolutely.
Yeah, when you think about it, this is really what the ride is meant for, is the kids and also that older demographic. We absolutely can get enjoyment out of it, but they're the ones that'll be like, yes, let's go again, let's keep riding, Meanwhile, we're like, all right, yeah, that was good, now let's go ride Pipeline again or something,
Yeah, and I am very curious what the future looks like for B&M as far as being in this family market, because it is so I don't know if saturated is the right word, but I think it is.
It is.
There's so many different companies that do them.
Yeah, Vekoma, Gerstlauer both make amazing family coasters. Zamperla makes a lot of family coasters. Intamin makes amazing family coasters. Now you throw B&M in the mix, they might be able to sell some more, but they have to really prove themselves. Why should a park go with your product versus one of these others?
Especially when they're a lot more expensive. B&M is one of the top most expensive, from what I've gathered. Them and Vekoma would probably be next.
Yeah,
I assume.
Mach is pretty pricey. I don't know. The roller coasters are expensive regardless, but
Yeah, but most people who go for a B&M are going for a high thrill B&M. What?
Yeah.
Try to tell me what other parks are going to try to buy this, because I don't think it's going to be Cedar Fair, Six Flags. Because if they're already budget conscious to begin with, I don't see them splurging for a family coaster made by B&M. I really don't. I genuinely don't know, besides the the SeaWorld chain, going for something like this.
Yeah, or some oddball, just one-off, like family parks maybe that still bring in a big profit, with high attendance.
Maybe Holiday World.
Holiday World, yeah. So it'll be really, really interesting to see. As we've mentioned before, the IAAPA trade show, which is visited by parks and manufacturers, people in the industry from all around the world, is literally right down the street here. And so this is a showcase park for B&M.
Yeah. It's we have a potential client? Sure, we'll take you to SeaWorld. What do you want to see? Do you want to see a 200-foot hyper coaster? Do you want to see a flying coaster? Do you want to see a stand-up coaster? Do you want to see a family coaster? Do you want to see a floorless coaster? There's so many things they could show me.
And if you're missing one, just go down the street to Busch Gardens Tampa for the rest of their catalog.
Literally, yes.
So, anyways, just some things to think about, but yeah, stay tuned for more Penguin Trek content here at Coaster Studios. Thank you to SeaWorld for having us out. We really appreciate it. We had a good time, and we'll catch you next time.